Hi everyone. So today we are going to be working on solving one-step equations. Some vocabulary that we need to make sure we are aware of is the word variable. When we use the word variable, we will be talking about the letters that are in our problem or the unknown value. The word opposite, and we could also call this the inverse. Constants. The constants are going to be the numerical values in our equations that don't change. Isolate. This means that we are going to try to get something to be alone. So our goal when we're solving equations is to isolate the variable. And then of course the last word that we need to be familiar with is equation. And when we are talking about an equation, we are talking about two expressions that are balanced or that are equal to each other. All right, so let's look at our first problem. We have -8 equals C plus 12. So the first thing I want you to do when we get to a problem is I want you to separate your equal sign. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to draw our focus on the side of the equation that has the variable. And we're going to read that back to ourselves. So we have C plus 12, which brings us to step 2. We're going to focus on that variable and we're going to do the inverse operation. So I see that I'm adding 12 positives, and the opposite or the inverse of 12 positives is 12 negatives. And what I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other side. Next, I'm going to simplify my equation. So I know that if I have positives and 12 negatives, that is nothing. So that is going to go away. It's going to leave me with my variable. And then on the left-hand side, I have 8 negatives and 12 negatives, which gives me 20 negatives. So the last thing I'm going to do is solve or simplify in order to find out what my variable is equal to. Okay, so let's do a few more examples that have both addition and subtraction and multiplication and division. Okay, so if I have m minus 6 is equal to 19, I'm going to focus on my side that has the variable. I see that I'm subtracting 6. The opposite of subtracting 6 is adding 6. I'm going to do that to both sides, and my variable is equal to 25. And remember that 6 negatives and 6 positive make 0 pairs, which is why that is getting taken out of my equation. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to swap colors right quick. Okay, let's look at one that is a multiplication problem. So I have -25 is equal to 5c. When a number is next to a letter, it means to multiply. And again, we're still going to be focusing on the variable and then doing the opposite. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. And what I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other. And this cancels out because that's equal to 1. And I have my c is equal to -5. Okay, let's do this again. I have w divided by -2 is equal to -8. I'm going to split that equal sign. I'm going to focus on my variable. With my variable, I see division. The opposite of division is multiplication. I'm going to use parentheses to show multiplication. I'm going to multiply by -2 on both sides. And my w is equal to positive 16. Okay, let's do one more example. I have f plus 11 is equal to 17. I'm going to split my equal sign, focus on my variable. I see that I'm adding 11. The opposite of adding 11 is subtracting 11. And what I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other. That gives me my f is equal to positive 6, because 17 minus 11 is positive 6. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you log into our Zoom call if you have any questions about this lesson.